My name is Haley, and for 20 years, I believed my family loved me. Then I found the bank statements hidden in my mother's jewelry box. The numbers told a story of calculated greed, and my wedding day was the final act. If you've ever been betrayed by blood, you'll understand why I had to burn it all down. My name is Haley Morgan, and for 24 years, I lived a beautifully crafted lie. Haley, sweetheart, posture, my mother, Victoria, would remind me at dinner, her own spine never touching the chair. The Hamiltons are joining us. My father, Richard, would nod over his wine. Ben's a fine young man. A solid match. His father and I are finalizing the golf club merger next week. I'd smile. His great, Dad. That was my role, the agreeable one. The peacekeeper. My older brother, Tyler, had the freedom to be ambitious, to be loud. Pass the potatoes, will you, Haley? Tyler said once, not looking up from his phone. Big case tomorrow. Dad's introducing me to the senior partners. That's wonderful, Ty. It's what's expected, my father said, but he was beaming at him. Later, in the kitchen, I tried to voice a dream. Mom, I was looking at this summer intensive for illustration. It's in New York. She cut me off, drying a crystal glass. Your wedding planning is your summer intensive, darling. And New York. So far. We need you here. The trust fund from Nana Rose was a topic wrapped in the same vague gauze. Don't you worry about that, Haley, Dad said when I turned 18. It's all being managed for your future. For our future. Family is the best investment. I learned not to ask. To just smile and nod. The low hum of anxiety in my chest was just background noise. It had to be. The night before my wedding, the noise became a scream. I was in my old room at my parents' house, searching for my something borrowed. Mom, do you still have that pearl hairpin? I called downstairs. Check my vanity, darling. The left drawer. Her bedroom was a museum of our perfect life. I opened the familiar jewelry box on her vanity. The pearl pin wasn't there. I lifted the velvet lining, thinking it might have slipped. And there it was. A single, crumpled piece of paper. I smoothed it out. It was a bank statement. Account holder, Haley J. Morgan. My breath hitched. I never opened this account. My eyes scanned down. Current balance, $0. A line item near the bottom. Wire transfer, minus $75,000.00. Recipient, Richard Morgan Investment Holdings. Dated 3 days ago. The room tilted. The hum in my chest exploded into a deafening roar. I heard my mother's heels on the stairs. Haley, did you find it? I couldn't speak. I just stood there, holding the paper that felt like a death certificate, staring at the empty balance that explained everything. I drove to Ben's apartment on autopilot, the crumpled statement burning a hole in my purse. He answered the door, all easy smiles. Hey, future wife. Shouldn't you be getting your beauty sleep? I need to show you something. My voice was thin, reedy. Inside, I thrust the paper at him. Look. I found this. In my mom's things. He took it, his brow furrowed. I watched his face, desperate for his outrage, for him to say, we'll fix this. His expression shifted from confusion to something else. Discomfort. He wouldn't meet my eyes. Haley. I'm sure there's a logical explanation. Your dad is a financial guy. He probably just reinvested it for you. A better yield. It's gone, Ben. $75,000. Gone from an account I didn't even know existed. He shifted his weight, handing the paper back like it was contaminated. Okay, but, just talk to him calmly. After the honeymoon. Don't cause a scene before the wedding. It's 1 day away. Cause a scene. The family motto. It hit me like a physical slap. The last of my hope drained out of me, leaving me numb. Right, I whispered. A scene. I left without another word. In my car, the numbness cracked into something sharp and clear. I found the bank's number online. I dialed. First Metropolitan, how can I direct your call? I closed my eyes, and my mother's voice came out of my mouth. Yes, hello, this is Victoria Morgan. I'm calling about my daughter Haley's trust account. There seems to be a discrepancy on the latest statement. I recited her social, my birthday, the old address. The banker was polite, helpful. Ah, yes, Mrs. Morgan. I see. The Haley J. Morgan Irrevocable Trust. The principal of $250,000 was transferred to the Morgan Family Holdings joint account, per your authorization, on her 18th birthday. The $75,000 wire was the final disbursement from that holding account just this week. The world went silent except for a high-pitched whine in my ears. I see. Thank you. I drove to my parents' house. They were in the living room, a portrait of calm. Haley, back so soon? My mother asked. I threw the statement onto the coffee table. Explain this. My father picked it up, sighed a heavy, put-upon sigh. This is what has you so upset. Haley, we used that money for the house. For your upbringing. For Tyler's law school. It was always meant for the family. You're being incredibly selfish. My mother chimed in, her voice a soft, poisonous drizzle. And Ben's family, they have certain expectations. A dowry, essentially. We had to show we could contribute. It was for your future. I looked at them. I didn't see my parents. I saw two accountants, coldly settling a ledger. My column was empty. Theirs was full. My hand went to the diamond on my left hand. I pulled it off. It felt cheap. Fake. I placed it on their cold marble countertop with a tiny, final click. I turned and walked out. The shell of the good daughter lay shattered on the floor behind me. I didn't look back. I didn't go home. I drove to the only place I could think of where I wouldn't be a problem, Chloe's apartment. My coworker. The one who wore vintage band tees and talked about astrological charts. My mother called her a phase. I stood at her door, shaking. My wedding's off. Can I not go home? She didn't ask a single question. Couch is yours. I have extra sweatpants. For a week, I was a ghost on her sofa. I cried heaving, ugly sobs that came from a place so deep I didn't know I had. I wasn't crying for Ben. I was grieving the parents I thought I had, the love that was always alone with crushing interest. Chloe didn't try to fix me. She'd just sit on the floor, handing me tissues. Want me to order that gross pineapple pizza you like? My phone buzzed with their narrative. Tyler, you're embarrassing the whole family. Just come home, apologize to Mom and Dad, and we can fix this with Ben. A voicemail from Ben, his tone clinical, distant. Haley, I'm concerned. I hope you get the help you need. This isn't you. I played it for Chloe. She snorted. The help you need is a forensic accountant and a spine, babe. The turning point came from a number I didn't recognize. Haley. It's your Uncle Liam. My father's younger brother. The one who couldn't be relied upon. The black sheep. I heard, he said, his voice rough, like he hadn't used it in a while. About the money. About the wedding. I've been waiting for you to see them for who they are. We met at a greasy diner. Liam looked tired, but his eyes were kind. He slid a manila envelope across the table. Open it. Inside were photocopies. Old emails from my father to their dad. Bank records. He did the same thing to me, Liam said quietly. Drained the inheritance our dad left me. Said he was safeguarding it. I was too young and stupid to fight. They're predators, Haley. They just wear cardigans and drive nice cars. I touched the papers. Proof. It wasn't just me. What do I do? My voice was a whisper. He handed me a business card. Evelyn Gray, Esquire Family Law and Financial Litigation. She's a shark. She'll listen. The office was all cold glass and steel. Ms. Gray had a sharp gaze that missed nothing. I laid out the statement, Liam's documents, my story in stumbling sentences. She read in silence, then looked up. This is clear-cut financial exploitation and fraud. We can sue for full restitution of the $250,000, plus interest, and likely emotional damages. My heart hammered. What would that mean? It means subpoenas. Depositions. Every dirty financial secret laid bare in a public courtroom. It will get very, very ugly. They will attack your character. I thought of my mother's dismissive smile. My father's sigh. Tyler's texts. Ben's cold concern. The hollow, agreeable girl they created. For the first time, a spark ignited in the ashes of my grief. It wasn't happiness. It was purpose. I met Ms. Gray's steady gaze. Let it be ugly. Ms. Gray's strategy was a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. We give them a chance to save face, privately. They won't take it. Then we own the narrative. The legal demand letter arrived at their house. My phone exploded an hour later. My father, screaming, "You ungrateful little bitch. After everything we've done, this is betrayal." My mother, hysterical, "My own daughter, you'll ruin us. The shame." Tyler, cold and final, "You are dead to me. Never contact us again." I blocked each number after the call ended. The silence was jarring, then peaceful. In that peace, I started to write. I typed every memory, the intercepted college letters, the sighs, the don't cause a scene, the way they priced my affection. It was my testimony. The 30-day deadline passed. No payment. Just a letter from their lawyer calling my claims meritless and defamatory. "Okay," Ms. Gray said. "We file." The lawsuit was a dry, factual monster. But I had one more move. The day they were served, I opened my email. I attached my story, my raw, emotional document. I filled the to line, every aunt, uncle, cousin, family friend, the country club board. Subject, for the record. I didn't send the lawsuit. I sent my truth. I ended it with, "I loved you. And you saw that love as a weakness to exploit. This is not for revenge. This is so you never get to call me a liar again." I hit send. The silence that followed was the loudest sound I'd ever heard. Then, the replies trickled in. From my great-aunt Carol, "I always wondered. Your grandmother would be so proud of you for fighting." From a cousin, "They stiffed me on a loan, too. I believe you." From a family friend, "I've removed them from the charity board. Their perfect facade, built over decades, crumbled in a single afternoon. 6 months later, I'm in my own small apartment. The walls are bare, waiting for my own art. A settlement check for the full amount, plus interest, sits on my coffee table. We never had to see the inside of a courtroom. Clee is wrestling with chopsticks, complaining about the broccoli. Uncle Liam is telling a terrible joke. "So," the lawyer says to the pig. I laugh, a real, easy sound. There's no grand celebration. Just this, the quiet clink of takeout containers, the warmth of real friends, a deep, settled peace. My name is Haley Morgan. They took my money, my trust, and my history. But in return, they forced me to find my voice, my truth, and my own strength. And that, I now know, is priceless.